up, friends? It's Emily, and I just wanted to have another little candid chat today with you guys. So what is on my mind today is the importance of honoring yourself and taking care of yourself and like listening to your own gut, I guess. And also authenticity and I'm trying to think how to word all this, just about honoring yourself largely and honoring authentically who you are at the end of the day and no one else. So it's been a subject that has been kind of like raised in my life lately, by which I just mean that I've seen this come up and up lately for some strange reason, because again, actually, oddly, this doesn't apply to me personally, for once. This is not an issue that I'm currently dealing with, but I'm seeing my friends go through it. And basically, I don't know how to condense it into like a one word or label or something like that, but essentially it's this idea that when it's kind of this celebrity thing, I guess. It's kind of like a celebritized thing. So what I was thinking about to myself the other day was about, so in the community that I'm in, it's fairly spiritual and very spiritual, I guess. Woo woo, we're the woo woo crowd. And I have a few friends who are very close friends, actually, who are in positions of what I guess you could say are like power more so than I, for instance, in the community. They're just more like these figureheads, I suppose I would say, of the community that I'm in. People that people look up to for various reasons, for their kind hearts, for their yoga style, for their speaking ability, for their any number of things, really. The individuals in my community are extremely talented people, and they all have huge hearts. And I'm so grateful for that, honestly, to be part of a conscious, thankful, really, the gratitude aspect is like, it's so important to me that people be grateful. It took me so long to really understand, and I'm sure that I still have more learning to do, but to really kind of understand how gratitude works and how gratitude can work in your favor, if that makes sense. Like, not in a greedy sense, in a sense of like, it's funny. I thought that I understood this concept before, that living gratitude, the attitude of gratitude, but I don't think I understood it really. And I know that my understanding of gratitude is growing. I feel like people can express gratitude in so many ways. For instance, a lot of the stuff that goes on in my particular family is that my parents and their parents and their parents and so on, because we do have Jewish history, it tends to be kind of like food oriented. So when we get together, for instance, all the social gathering stuff is kind of centric around food. It's just like what we did. There's food and there's conversation. And I guess, we grow up in different environments and we pick up different belief systems from different places, and we respect people and we see them as sometimes icons out there, like it's like celebrities or whatever. And for instance, some of my friends now, these folks that I'm referring to as my close friends, they are in like I said, like a position of power, I suppose, just a slightly celebritized position, I would say, compared to like, say, just me, who's new to the community, been in there for like 2 months, and I don't have any titles or anything attached to me, which I'm fine with. I'm just distinguishing so you guys can understand that it's like, instructors and teachers and people who have either degrees, just a lot of different people, but mostly they instruct on something, or I guess mainly they instruct on different things, mainly yoga and spirituality and wealth. But anyway, and I feel like when we're in our daily lives, we kind of forget that these people are just people at the end of the day too. They're just like everybody else. They go home and they have a bad day, or they had a bad day at work, or I don't know, they're the same as us. And we, for whatever reason, we just have this, we build them up, and then it's like, we think that there's this huge gap between us and them. And it's funny because you just straight forget it. And as much as we on this side of the celebrity might think, oh wow, look at this person, and oh, we don't often think about the fact that on the flip side of that is that they actually have their own struggles in a different way. They have challenges that are different than ours. For instance, the celebrity actually can be like an issue for them because privacy. And we, for instance, we being just non-celebrities, we take our privacy for granted, I think, sometimes, or at least I used to. And then one day I thought, well, gosh, I'm just taking things for granted. I should really be more grateful. And I've incorporated more and more gratitude. But what I was going to say is about these coaches. So this, I don't want to call it a roadblock, but this sort of commonality that I'm seeing appear in them, interestingly, all actually at the same time, more or less, like a staggering interval of like, say, 2 to 3 weeks, they've been going through this. I've watched different coaches be struggling, challenged with this. And it just kind of made me really sad, because it's almost as though these folks in these positions feel like well, I don't know. I can't say with any kind of certainty because I'm not in these folks' mind. But it's almost like they don't think that they can, like it's not okay to share because they're such an icon, or whatever, or they feel that they're such an icon in the community. And I'm not saying that these people aren't important, and I'm not saying they're not icons. However, I think it's just important to recognize all of our humanity. And like, they're humans too. And they need people to talk to. They need friends. They just like everybody else. They go through their own stuff. And it was just making me sad because I was watching so many loving, giving, beautiful people who give so much so often to so many people just really struggle and go through. I think for a lot of them, I don't know if it's just the energetics of the time period, because I'm sure you guys, if you're watching this, you know that the world has been rapidly changing in terms of energetics. Like, things are speeding up and they don't show any signs. This is funny. It just came to my mind, but you ever see in Willy Wonka, I forget exactly when it happens, but they're like traveling through, I think either in the riverboat or in the sky floaty thingamabob. But it's just something about, it just keeps going and being crazy. I don't know why that came to my mind, but anyway, it's just, I feel like these people, I wish we knew how to just all be humans, if that makes sense. Like, just to treat each other like, what, we all have I don't know, extend kindness to each other no matter what. Like, okay, so you're a figurehead in the community, maybe. Cool, not a problem. But the thing is, you got to allow yourself, even as that person, to also be held up and carried forward by others as well. You guys, and I guess I'm speaking to you coaches or the people who might feel this way out there. You guys are humans too, and as much as you can instruct and tell us and do things and be amazing beings that you are, you also have to accept the love from us. You guys give to us from the people in my community. You guys have given so much to us. I mean, really, we talk about over delivery, and it's just, that's an understatement beyond words. It's almost an injustice. You guys over deliver like crazy. And so today I wanted to just kind of make you all, not make you, but bring to your awareness and cause you to perhaps think and ponder about this subject. Celebrity, why do we idolize these people? But not only that, but just how can we kind of strip down this tier system, this like, not that anyone is better than anyone. I truly don't believe that anyone is better than anyone. How to word this? I'm not down with the negative vibes, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to support anyone that's going to do harm. However, I think the rest of us should all strive to just treat each other like we're humans. Like, we're all perfectly created beings, but at the same time, it's okay for every single one of us in our perfection to be the imperfect human beings that we also are. I just wanted you all to think about that. I think it's so important to just have community right now, especially right now. Community. Like, I honestly don't know where I would be without my community right now. So many people have been so generous and kind and held me up that I don't have enough gracious words, gratitude-y words. We're making up English with Emily every day. No, but I love gratitude. Gratitude has honestly changed my life so much in this last year. And I just want to encourage you to go out there and be authentic and be, no matter who you are, no matter what title you carry, what labels people put on you, to just freely express yourself. You know, whether that's belting out a song in the car with your son, or like full blast, not caring if anyone's listening, or whether that's dancing at home like a crazy person to I feel good, or whatever, you know, have fun. If there is one thing we need right now, it is fun. And it feels counterintuitive, and it might even feel wrong to you to like be like, well, why don't I just have fun and enjoy myself in this time? But you gotta, because how are we going to get through this, guys, without, you know, to be honest with you, one of the biggest things I'm grateful for in this year is that the internet is where it is, because without it, number one, I wouldn't have met my amazing, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soul friends. You guys are the tribe that I literally prayed for a good like 15 years of my life, if not more than that. And I am so thankful that I manifested you into my experience. Thank you all of you, by the way, who are watching this. I appreciate you so much, and thank you. You guys, it's crazy. A year ago, I was nowhere near here. And even 2.5 months ago, I was nowhere near this. The transformation has been unbelievable. And so I guess part of this video, I also just want to say thank you to those mentors and to those people who push us, who encourage us, who inspire us, who give us love. You know, I could name names. I don't know that I should, but I could name a lot of names of people who I absolutely just adore, because they've just been there. No matter what they were going through or doing, they've been there for me. Like, it doesn't matter if they were getting 112 text messages, you know, or like whatever. They were busy on a call, they texted back, or they, you know, which to you guys might seem like, well, that's normal. But to me, when I was growing up and a lot of my life, I had no friends and I was abandoned a lot, and that's okay. It's part of my history. But you know, it's something I'm not used to, and I'm just saying that it's a beautiful, beautiful blessing that I have these friends now that are not only so true and authentic, but so heart-centered and beautiful. They're just beautiful people, really. And if any of you are watching this, I love you guys so much. I really, really do. And thank you. You guys have given me so many nuggets of wisdom, of just nurturing. You know, I have this particular favorite yoga teacher of mine in my community, and she just has this unique way of teaching yoga that is so heart-centric, and it is entirely her own way. Like, it just is, and she doesn't have to try to make it that way. It's just the way she flows and goes with the flow. And that was kind of the other subject that I just wanted to discuss with you guys really briefly, just talk about before we, you know, I have to go back to my event here now again. But is trusting and flowing. I used to say that sort of to myself as a mantra over and over, trust and flow, trust and flow. And I would really try to do that. But, and I guess this kind of ties into gratitude, but the more gratitude you can feel every day, I find the more it's easier for me to trust and flow. And ever since I began to truly trust, to be like, okay, universe, you got my back. Like, I'm giving this up to you, whatever my issue was at the time. Ever since I finally started to just absolutely, like, actually give up 100% control of the wheel as much as I can, when I do, the most insane manifestations happen. The most insane. I mean, huge manifestations. So, and this will tie in. So what, you know, like, for instance, just for a weird kind of amazing, for instance, is that before I got involved in this community about 2 months ago, I was, and this is going to sound strange, but I grew up in a community that wasn't very diverse. And it was just, I don't know if it was just that my parents moved me along so many times in my life, like we moved from place to place so much, or whatever. I forget where I was going with that point. Shoot. Oh, trust and flow. Had something to do with trust and flowing and moving. What though? We'll never know, maybe. Sorry guys, one of my challenges this year has been that my brain is doing this strange thing where it just kind of clicks off in the middle of a conversation, and then it takes me some time, a lot of the time, or sometimes it just doesn't come back to me, but it'll be in like the middle of a conversation. Anyway, I just wanted to say though, the gratitude really helps you to be trusting and flowing. And if you can give up 100% of your, oh, I remember what I was saying. I was talking about the diversity, right? So I grew up in essentially like a very, I hate to put it this way, but a very white, very non-diverse community. Like, even though I lived in 5 or 6 or 7, 8, 9, 10 different places, literally, not kidding. You know, so about a year or so ago, I was like essentially praying for a diverse group of friends, or just for friends that were from all sorts of ethnicities and diversities. And I have that now. I have that. Like, my friends are from, let's see, I'm just going to try to name off a handful of places that they're from. The UK, Scotland, India. Yes, I still count on my hands. It's a crutch, don't judge me. I'm very bad at math. Where else? They're honestly all over the place. There's a friend in California, although she's not originally from there, I don't think. I have a friend in Barbados. I have a friend in, I want to say Lake Georgia, but I don't think that's quite right. I'm not sure where exactly she's from. But basically, I have friends from now all over the States, which is cool, whatever. But I also have a buttload of international friends. Like, it's amazing. I know, oh, that's right. I got Italy, people from Italy, people from places I can't even pronounce. I'm so grateful. I have a bunch of colorful friends, and I say that both literally and figuratively, I guess. You know what I mean? Like, it applies to both their character and their color, and I love that. I honestly love that. I never understood racism myself. That's the truth. I never understood racism because to me, it's completely irrelevant. And I mean that in the best possible sense. I mean that in the sense that it's just a freaking color. We're all slightly different. Like, literally, every single one of us is unique, just like snowflakes. So, you know, back to something I said once in a live video recently, we're all special snowflakes. That gets tossed around a lot, especially in like some toxic conversation these days. But I want to reclaim that. Let's be the snowflakes that we are. Heck with it. If we're them, we might as well be them proudly, right? So each snowflake is unique, and the truth of it is that you all have your uniqueness. So I encourage you today to try to give up the things that you find challenging to universe. Just say, you know what? I trust you. I don't know what the heck you're going to do, how you're going to do it, when you're going to do it, but here you go. And just hand it off to the universe and truly try. The more you can remember to try to let go and just trust, the more quickly things start to rapidly come at you. And then before you know it, you're like, because you have like 10 opportunities that you really want in your face, and you're like, I could do any of this happily. Like, how did this happen? So with that, my friends, I don't want to make this video too long, but I did want to come and chat with you guys some more. Again, some of this awakening stuff is playing into my yoga practice. This 7 week, I am doing a very long program, but this is not that. This is the 7-day version that I'm doing now, but it has been amazing. The transformation in all of us, honestly, even in 2 days, 3 days was incredible. But here we are. Tomorrow is our last day, which seems like completely insane. It's this crazy journey that we've been on. But it has been a blast. Like, it has pushed my body. It has pushed my mind out of my comfort zone, pretty much in all areas, and challenged me. But I am better for it, and I am so, so grateful for it. So I just encourage you guys today to go out there, to be yourselves. Like, if you're a gamer, cool, be a gamer. I'm a gamer. I was afraid to admit it actually in these videos for a while. I'm a gamer. I have gamer history. I gamed for years. And then, you know, over the last 4 or 5 years, I suddenly had an awakening, and for me personally, I needed to come into this other world that I'm in now. But you know, everyone is unique, like I said, and that is something that's actually really beautiful to me, is everyone's individuality in the world. Like, no one else will be like you. No one else will say it like you. No one else will do it like you. And that truly is a strength. That's a point of strength. And I also, before I go, I want to just speak to this one little thing. And this is about vulnerability and tender emotions. Allow them to be there too. You know, we often, especially in these spiritual communities and tribes where we talk a lot about positivity, we work really hard to keep our positivity up so that the vibration of the planet is better. But I think And I'm trying to rewire the and thinking in. And I think it's important, though, to acknowledge I'm not really, it just has a different energy. Yes, it's lower vibration, but it's not like lower vibe bad. It's just lower vibe vulnerable. It's more like the feeling you get, to me, it's like the feeling I get when I drop into my heart, when I'm in a deep meditation or something, and I drop into my heart space and I breathe, and my chest is just open, my heart is open. You know, if we could all sort of learn to embrace our vulnerability and allow it to be there also, I think we could really all connect to each other in a really deep and meaningful way. And I think that a world connected in that way, like, can you imagine if your boss, like, let's just say that you have a 9-to-5 job. I personally, that's not a model that works for me, but let's say that that's something you're into. What would it be like if our boss was actually like actually cared about us? Or better yet, what if we didn't have to have a boss? So, you know, I am blessed enough to have an opportunity in this to actually offer you guys an opportunity to get involved in my community, if you're so inclined. The link won't be there today. I'm a little too busy, forgive me, to like properly edit this video. However, I'm going to go back in the next couple of days and I will put the link in. No, maybe I'll put it in sooner. I'll do it whenever I have a second, but it won't be like until after work is done today. So anyway, but I'll put the link in later, but know that there will be a link for an absolutely amazing free masterclass that, I'm not kidding, will transform you. If you want it, let it. If you will go there and play full out, which is something that we say in our community a lot, meaning if you go and you just allow yourself to be, and you allow yourself to express yourself, and you participate in the stuff, and by which I mean, you know, you play the little silly games, you dance when they say dance, whatever. If you play full out, that event will literally change your life. And it's amazing, like in ways that you did not even think about. Like, I promise you, things that you'll be like, oh my God. And you can only connect the dots when you then look back after the program. You're like, wait, that happened? And then that happened, and then that happened. And then you're like, oh my God, I wrote that in my journal like a month ago. Like, it's trippy. So without that anymore, like yammering from me, I really appreciate you guys. Forgive my voice this morning. It's very early morning. It's like about to be 5 a.m. Which means I have to get back to my event, so I have to hurry up and wrap this nonsense up. But anyway, I thank you guys so very, very much for watching. I truly mean that. Every single one of you that watches, I love you. Thank you. You're beautiful. You can do anything you set your mind to. Really. Whatever it is you want to do, whatever you're passionate about, go do that. Can you imagine a world, if we lived in a world where people all just were doing their passions, no one had to go to a job that they hate? People just were happy doing what they were doing, therefore they had so much more overflowing cups of love to give to each other. Can you imagine not running into road rage? So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. If this helped you in any way, do feel free to share the video, please. It does really help me. But again, it's entirely up to you. Better than that, though, I'd encourage you to implement gratitude. Implement what I've suggested here. And without any more from me, have a fantastic and beautiful weekend. I give you all the love in the world. Please do like, comment if you want to say anything at all. Talk to me, please. I love you guys. I'd love to talk to you more. Have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you guys next video. Mwah! Goodbye.